Hello and welcome to the 2022 Equity Honors. My name is Donna Fletcher and I am Councillor for Manitoba Nunavut, as well as First Vice President for Equity Council, and delighted to be the Chair of the Honors Committee. Tonight's ceremony allows us to come together to celebrate those in our community who have contributed so much to our art forms, and I am profoundly honored to share this video with you tonight. It's a small measure of the appreciation we feel for the talented and dedicated individuals who have given their hearts, their time, and their prodigious talents to their love of creation, and who we are celebrating this year with our awards. For nearly 50 years, the Equity Honors have recognized members and other industry professionals, acknowledging their outstanding contributions to our industry, our association, and our craft. What makes these awards even more exceedingly special is that they are peer-nominated honors, representing not only the thanks of our association, but the appreciation of equity artists for the years of support, guidance, and creative inspiration demonstrated by our honorees. We are part of a community of courageous and inspirational theater makers in every discipline and in every region. It's unfortunate that we can't all be together in person this year to hold up these wonderful artists who are often humble or just flat out inspirational. But we are ecstatic nonetheless to be able to celebrate them and their breathtaking accomplishments through this video. Join me in giving our recipients a well-deserved round of applause.
Hello, my name is Jean Wu, Equity Councillor representing the Eastern Opera Region. I am speaking to you today from Toronto, the traditional name of the city commonly known as Toronto. It is the traditional territory of many nations, including the Mississaugas of the Credit, the Anishinaabe, the Chippewa, the Haudenosaunee, and the Wendat peoples, and is now home to many diverse First Nations, Inuit, and Métis peoples. Our presenters and recipients of the Equity Honors are speaking from across the country, and we respectfully acknowledge the historical oppression of lands, cultures, and the original peoples in what we now know as Canada. We acknowledge the need for meaningful consultation with Indigenous communities and sincerely believe that the arts can contribute to the healing and decolonizing journey we all share together. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm Scott Bellis. I'm President of Equity Council, and I have the pleasure of introducing the first of 4 artists we are honoring with Life Membership this year. Life Membership is awarded to a member of Equity who has made an outstanding contribution to the performing arts in our industry. It recognizes not only an extraordinary career, but also those individuals who have gone above and beyond in supporting other artists, whether through advocacy, mentorship, or through the legacy that they have created, as is certainly the case with our first recipient of Life Membership this year, Ms. Victoria Bertram. In recognition of Victoria's professionalism, her mentorship, and heartfelt enthusiasm for life and the art of dance throughout her 47-year career with the National Ballet of Canada, we are delighted to present her with Life Membership in Equity.
Congratulations, Vicki, on your special award in recognition of your professionalism, mentorship, and outstanding contributions as an artist and someone who has gone above and beyond in supporting other artists. I loved being on stage with you and was always thrilled when the casting sheet went up and you were going to be in my cast. I knew that I would give a better performance if I had you to react to and receive inspiration from. You were a consummate professional and an exceptional dance actress. Thank you for the inspiration that you gave me personally, and for all that you have contributed to the success of every production that you were in. You made everyone on stage better artists because of your presence. Congratulations, Vicki.
Oh my, what can I say? I'm overwhelmed. Thank you, Actors Equity, for this honor, and thank you. I truly feel humbled by this award. How great was it for me to be able to follow my passion and dance my entire life. Thank you, Actors Equity. Thank you for your dedication and your hard work and your commitment, keeping the bar high and being the strong voice of artists across Canada. Thank you so much.
Our next honoree's career began over 50 years ago in Toronto, but it was Winnipeg where Stan Lesk decided to make a home, raise a family, and put together an impressive 37-year career as a theater professional. Stan has been an actor, a mentor, a teacher, an ambassador of theater education, and a staunch supporter of the arts in Manitoba. It is my honor to bestow life membership in equity to Mr. Stan Lesk.
For close to 40 years, Stan Lesk has made me laugh. He is able to walk on a stage and fall down, spit, do a double take, trip, bark, dance, and sometimes do absolutely nothing, and make me laugh. Over the years, I've had to train myself not to corpse when I have been in a scene with Stan. He will do something instinctively in the moment, in rehearsal, and sometimes in performance that will dissolve me. I have gotten better, but I don't think I will ever be completely cured. It is often when something unexpected happens, someone dries or a set piece falls over, that Stan's comedic instincts kick in and I giggle at a moment of pure vaudevillian genius. Where does this come from? The comedy walks, the character laugh, the arched eyebrows, that voice, the ability to play the stakes higher than you could imagine. And no one really knows. Stan has often said, it's all instinct. Well, I'm sure some of it is, but the 5 decades of experience building comic characters in countless plays and movies must be informing some of those instincts. I used to say Stan was the Winnipeg's answer to Stubby K. I was wrong. He is so much more. He is our own unique Winnipeg treasure. Like such luminaries as Fanny Bryce, Bert Williams, Stan Laurel, and Zero Mistel, he has the rare ability to have us laughing one moment and crushing a tear with the back of our hands the next. Before coming to Winnipeg, Stan had already been working in theaters across the country, but in 1982, when he first arrived and played Marcellus in Rainbow's The Music Man, and I still laugh when Stan just says the word shaboopy, he has shared his secrets and his knowledge of acting with both students and professional actors. His work is always heartfelt, nuanced, honest, inventive, true, and very funny. He met his wife, Lorraine Lassalle, during that production and married her in 1983, and then chose to make Winnipeg his home and raise his family here. In Winnipeg, he's acted on virtually every stage in the city, countless times. In the 1990s, when Rainbow Stage faced many challenges, Stan served as a board member and played an active role in keeping Rainbow Stage alive. He's the only board member of Rainbow Stage who holds a lifetime appointment. For over 25 years, Stan has worked in Manitoba Artists in the Schools program. He has taught improvisation and acting skills to all age groups in communities throughout Manitoba. His contribution to arts education in the province has also included teaching musical theatre workshops and classes at Prairie Theatre Exchange, Ken Peters Dance Express, the University of Manitoba, and Brandon University. Stan also directed a 4th-year student production at the University of Winnipeg and was a substitute teacher at the Royal Winnipeg Ballet for 3 years. Recognizing that there were many talented senior citizens in Manitoba, he started the Red River Exhibition's Senior Idol contest with his partner Frank Adamson more than 10 years ago, and it continues to be a popular event. Frank and Stan have produced together many projects through their company Fogies Productions, based in Manitoba. So Stan Lesk is more than Winnipeg's answer to Stubby K, much more. He's contributed to the careers of adults and children alike in this city. Congratulations, Stan.
Hi there, Stan Lesk here. I'd like to thank the Equity Council, the committee, and my fellow peers for this Life Membership 2022 Honors Award. 50 years. 1972, Young People's Theatre, working for Susan Brubish. In Carol Bolt's Cyclone Jack, Tim Bond, the director, hired me for my first Equity gig, touring Ontario. Dan Aykroyd was the assistant stage manager on that one, loading and unloading the van. Great times. We never knew what was going to come up next. There were lots of highs and lows. Getting cast on the spot during auditions, shows we had to turn down, exciting adventures on productions that took me across Canada, the USA, and of course the West End of London. Wonderful actors I had the pleasure to share the stage with, great directors, stage management and crews, designers, producers, terrific agents sitting by the phone negotiating for me. Back then, we were hired by reputation alone, and of course we had to go to some auditions. During the 90s, you'd have to go to 3 callbacks just to get a role. Turning down gigs, being second choice on some, coming home to disappointing news and in wonderful news. Like I said, highs and lows. I remember losing roles and winning roles to friends, suggesting friends for roles, rushing from the birth of our firstborn to get to the first day of rehearsal at the Shaw Festival. Right, saying no to a tour of Anne of Green Gables throughout Japan because our third one was being born. Trying to balance my family life and my career. Very difficult times. Turning down a Broadway-bound Shaw production because I was stuck in an abysmal bomb. No way to get out of that one. Saving Rainbow Stage from complete disastrous shutdown. Puking in the wings. Checks bouncing. With the support of my wife and children, I was able to travel and experience great highs and highlights in my career. All in the wonderful times in the theater I will always cherish and reminisce. Thank you for this wonderful award. And it's an honor to be recognized amongst all those amazing past winners. Thanks again.
Hi, I'm Ryan G. Hines, Second Vice President of Equity's National Council, and I'm here to present the Larry McCants Award. The Larry McCants Award recognizes those individuals who have distinguished themselves in service of Equity and its members. It honors an Equity member or former staff member who has worked ardently and selflessly to make Equity a stronger association for the betterment of us all. For nearly 3 decades, Keith was a vibrant presence in the Equity office, working tirelessly in support of the membership, attentively listening to our concerns and passionately speaking on our behalf. He was an artist himself, and perhaps that is why the work he did meant so very much to him. Sadly, Keith passed away 4 years ago, but we are very pleased to take this opportunity to honor the legacy he left behind by presenting the Larry McCants Award to Keith Davidson.
Hi, I'm Kristen. I first met Keith in September of 2011. I'd recently been asked to join the PAC negotiation team, and I was incredibly out of my element and very intimidated. After that first meeting, I was in awe of Keith, whose brain works that fast all of the time. Keith's. He was also very welcoming and very warm, and listened carefully as I tried to find my voice in this room of very brilliant people. He put me at ease. Over the years, it became clear that Keith and I also shared a similar sense of humor. There was one meeting where we were talking about rakes, and we were all very tired, and the conversation quickly spiraled to, doesn't everyone serve martinis on a 24-inch rake while wearing 6-inch stilettos on a Friday night? I think both of us imagined the other doing this and dissolved into giggles. much to the chagrin of our teammates. I think Keith and I would have been excellent friends had we lived in the same city. I picture us trying cool new restaurants and hitting a show or going for brunch on the weekends. I miss my friend. Our industry was lucky to have Keith. While definitely a stickler for the rules, when you had a tricky situation, he worked with you to come up with a solution that satisfied everyone. He was also the snappiest dresser I knew, vest and tie every day. I can't think of anyone more deserving of this honor than Keith. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Arden. I'm speaking to you from my office today, which is the most fitting place for me to speak to you about Keith Davidson, as he spent countless hours sitting right across from me in this room. When I first came to Equity in 2003, it was Keith who spent the most time with me as I peppered him with questions about our agreements and the various engagers across the country, and the members and Equity in general. And he was very happy to share the many years of experience he had already accumulated under his carefully chosen designer belt. Keith loved his job, and I think anybody that you talk to who knew him will say the same thing. He believed in the value of what he did, and he really enjoyed working with his colleagues. Keith was, above all, a social being, a person who thrived in the company of those whose values and interests he shared. He developed excellent working relationships with a number of engagers, and that allowed him to find solutions that worked for everyone, members and engagers. And that's only one of the many reasons Keith was so good at his job. Lest you think that Keith was a pushover, this guy had a backbone of steel and would stand his ground against the most difficult engagers to speak up for a member. I recall being in a face-to-face meeting with one of the country's most notoriously difficult engagers. The engager started to yell. Keith gave me a sideways glance and started to pack up his papers. "What the hell are you doing?" the engager yelled. Standing up, Keith said, "We're leaving, if that's how you're going to carry on." It was all I could do to keep the smile off my face, and of course, the engager calmed down. Keith particularly loved negotiations. He loved the thrust and parry across the table and enjoyed the collegial work of problem solving and bargaining. This was also his opportunity to work closely with members, as the intense work of bargaining creates a certain kind of camaraderie. He relished that and looked forward to spending time in caucus with the members that made up our bargaining teams over the years. The only other appropriate place for me to record this would be in an airport waiting for a flight. Along with Ruth Leggett, I've spent more time traveling with Keith Davidson than any other human being on earth. When you travel with people, you get to know them in a slightly different way. You discover that they take great care in packing for business trips, ensuring that the pocket squares match the many ties, often bow ties, that were in the suitcase. That they have a weakness for cinnamon buns. Cinnamon buns bought at lunch, ostensibly to be put aside for breakfast the next day, but which never lasted beyond 4 p.m. Then in fact, deciding where to go for lunch and dinner was one of the most important decisions to be made that day. You discover that there was always a bit of time for shopping, often to bring a little something back for his longtime partner, Dennis. You discover that he had a delightfully unpolitically correct sense of humor, and the three of us laughed a lot. And that, as Ruth said to me the other day, Keith had a spirit that burned fast and bright and left a lasting impression on all who met him. I am pleased that he's been recognized with this award in recognition of all that he has contributed to the association.
Hello, my name is Dennis Duncan, and I had the great privilege of being Keith Davidson's partner. I would first like to thank Equity Council, Equity staff, and the membership at large for acknowledging Keith's contribution to Canadian Actors Equity Association by honoring him with the Larry McCants Award. Keith began his 29-year career with Equity as the receptionist in the West Coast office. From there he became an executive assistant, then an assistant business rep, then a business rep, and then the head of the West Coast office, and lastly, the Director of Business Services here in Toronto. Keith loved his job. He loved the challenges the job held. He loved negotiating, pounding out a good deal for the membership. Keith loved his colleagues. and always had their backs. Keith liked to fight the good fight. And he always did it well dressed, because Keith was a man of great style, both inside and out. Oscar Wilde once said that the measure of a man is not in what he does, but lies within the legend that grows around him. This wonderful award is a great addition to Keith's legend and a beautiful reminder that he was appreciated and loved and remembered. Thank you so much.
Hello, I'm Jane Heyman. These awards celebrate the outstanding achievements of wonderfully talented artists and champions of our association and our craft. So it's only fitting that we also take the time to remember those members who are sadly no longer with us. They have inspired us, guided us, and touched our lives in countless ways, and we will fondly remember them as artists, friends, and family. As Shakespeare said, praising what is lost makes the remembrance dear.
Honorary membership in Equity is awarded to an individual who has made an exceptional contribution to the association or our industry for the benefit of Equity members. Honorary membership is our way of saying, welcome to the family. And I can think of no one more deserving of this honor than Joyce Ann Sidimus. For over 50 years, Joyce Ann has dedicated her life to the world of dance. She has been a performer, a choreographer, an author, and an activist. She also happens to be a Governor General Award recipient as well. But it is Joyce Ann's commitment to others that we are honoring today with this award. As the founder of the Dancer Transition Resource Center and the driving force behind the establishment of the Artists Health Center at the Toronto Western Hospital, Joyce Ann has worked passionately for nearly 4 decades to help improve the lives of hundreds of artists in our country. We are ecstatic to present the honorary membership to Joyce Ann Sidimus. Welcome to the family.
Hi everyone, I'm Tanya Howard, a dancer with the National Ballet of Canada, and Joyce Ann, I am thrilled to be here to congratulate you on your honorary membership with Equity. I was trying to reflect on what it is about you that makes the experience of knowing you so special. And I've come to a few things like your energy and your tenacity and your commitment to Balanchine's legacy that has transcended all language in the studio, because we know you're going to make us do that solo just one more time, and we are better for it. I was trying to explain to myself what that really feels like, and it's like a ripple effect. It's you throw that little stone and it affects so many things. Your visionary work with the DTRC will affect generations. I personally have benefited from the DTRC, and I know so many colleagues from the past that have moved on to great things, and it is because of you. I cannot thank you enough for your drive and your foresight to make us better is just unheard of. And I know that people might think that I'm just talking about the studio, but it is your natural instinct. It is your default setting. And this industry and our art and our world needs unicorns like you. So thank you so much for all that you have done. Countless, your resume, girl, I cannot even start, but you have made an impact that will last for generations, and I hope you are proud of yourself, and I am so honored to know you. Congratulations again.
One of the great traditions of ballet is passing down the knowledge and experience from generation to generation. While there are notation methodologies and video, nothing can replace interaction, artist to artist. The details, the original intent of the choreographer, and the lived experience, passed with care to the next generation, is at the very core of ballet tradition. Joyce Ann has dedicated her post-performing career to passing along her great experience and knowledge to the dancers of the National Ballet of Canada. Her commitment to the legacy of George Balanchine has been extraordinary, not just teaching the steps, but imbuing her work with the kind of details and history that turn steps into art. Our dancers have been so lucky. Joyce Ann's own legacy will be defined by this tradition of sharing, but perhaps her greatest legacy is in the founding of the Dancer Transition Resource Center. A dancer's career is short, and their post-performing career begins when they're at the peak of their intellectual powers, maturity, and potential as human beings. Because of the all-consuming nature of professional dance, historically many dancers waited until the career was almost over before seriously considering their next chapter. Joyce Ann saw this gap and decided it must be filled. She believed that it was incumbent upon us to provide dancers the tools, resources, and mentorship to help them prepare for their future long before dancing was done. Her vision has been transformational for so many artists who have benefited from the DTRC. And on behalf of generations of dancers, We thank her for this gift. I cannot think of anyone more worthy to receive this recognition. The Canadian Actors Equity Association has been supporting dancers for a very long time. So has Joyce Ann. It is fitting that her name will be connected to equity in perpetuity. Joyce Ann, congratulations and thank you.
Our next recipient of Life Membership is Ellie Ray Hennessy. She has performed in hundreds of theater productions in her exceptional 40-year career, to say nothing of her work in film, television, commercials, animated series, and video games. As a supporter of young artists, Ellie has volunteered her time to inspire and mentor emerging performers and production companies, promoting the next generation of Canadian creators. She is truly deserving of Life Membership and equity. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Ellie Ray Hennessy.
This is what I have to say about Ellie Ray. I've known her for about 1,000 years. I've been writing plays for her for about 1,000 years. I'll tell you why I write plays for her. No other actress can do what she does. And I think that has made it kind of scary sometimes for people to hire her, because they just have no idea. They've never seen anything like it. And they've never seen anything like Ellie Ray. Anger. I'll talk about anger. I'll talk about sex and sexuality. She has both those things in spades. And I've just never met an actress who could do those two things, anger and / sex and sexuality, like Ellie. And she's so honest and so true and so fundamentally grounded in her own, well, let's just say self, that no one can do what she does on stage. So that's that. The actual Dora is coming, I presume. I mean, I'm going to write another part for her and she's going to get one. She's been nominated several times. Then put all that aside. Then let's just talk about Ellie, the person who helps people constantly, who starts theater companies, who initiates projects, who is there for writers and people that she believes in. And it doesn't matter about the money and it doesn't matter about the applause. It matters about doing the work. I love Ellie so much, and was so proud to nominate her. And I'm so happy that she's won this. Ellie, I love you. You deserve this.
Greetings, fabulous friends. What an incredible honor to be recognized for a lifetime of commitment to storytelling. Canadian Actors Equity Association, I am forever grateful for this recognition. I have celebrated the glorious realm of storytelling for 45 years, and my heart has been dedicated to the realm of storytelling from the get-go. To all my fellow recipients, congratulations. To every storyteller out there, members of the Canadian Actors Equity Association, and striving to be so. You are miracles. You are alchemists. You are magicians. You are wonders. You are wizards and wizardesses. You are heroes and sheroes. You are soldiers of the word that the planet so desperately needs at this point in time. We long to sit around fires singing and dancing and sharing fable. And storytelling is the last holdout. It inspires us to do better, to feel more, to think, to debate, to create, to remember that we are a part of a team, one vibrating force, and there's no I in team. I share this award with all those who strive daily to change the vibration of the planet. What an honor. How glorious is it that we continue to strive, inspire, ignite, aliven, and alter the vibration of this planet through word and action. Thank you. Deep bow. Bravo. Merde. I am humbled and filled with gratitude. Thank you.
Our final recipient of Life Membership in 2022 is Mr. Stephen Heatley. He is a director, an actor, a dramaturge, a playwright, and an educator. Having worked in Vancouver since the 1980s myself, I am keenly aware of Stephen's long and acclaimed track record of shepherding new Canadian works into being during his tenure at Theatre Network in Edmonton, and the legacy that he continues to grow as the head of the Theatre and Film Department at the University of British Columbia, inspiring young artists to join the live arts community. In recognition of his extraordinary career and enduring dedication to his craft, it gives me great pleasure to present Life Membership in Equity to Stephen Heatley.
I was thrilled to nominate Stephen Heatley for the award of Equity's Life Membership. Stephen is a hero for me and for many in the Canadian theatre world. He has spent his career nurturing new playwrights, directors, and actors as artistic director at Theatre Network, where he ushered in 50 new works by local playwrights. And for over 20 years at UBC's theatre department, inspiring generations of young theatre artists, where he has served as head of the department since 2015. Stephen continues to be engaged not only in the tireless support of new theatre talent, but through his own work as a director. His production of Road Hoffman's Should've was featured at the Congress of the International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry in Turin, Italy, and his production of Heels of Glory was performed at the Chelsea Theatre in London, England, which I was very lucky to see. What is most unique about Stephen is his boundless ability to take genuine interest in the artistic life of others. When I was a newly minted theatre grad, Stephen went out of his way to support me as I navigated the transition from student to professional. And with every new cohort of young budding BFA actors and MFA directors, Stephen retains this inextinguishable capacity to inspire and to challenge young artists. I honestly don't know how he does it. But perhaps what deserves to be honored most in Stephen is the way he privileges kindness, compassion, and patience, and every voice in the rehearsal room. Long before the language of empathy became mainstream, Stephen was creating safe and positive spaces for theatre artists. He is an invaluable asset to the Canadian theatre world, and I'm very happy that he has won this award. Congratulations, Stephen.
This is such an honor, and I want to thank my friends at Equity for bestowing it on me. In these post-pandemic days following those 2 really difficult years, I'm extremely grateful for this recognition. I just think, wow, how lucky am I to have had the opportunity to live my life telling stories, endeavoring to understand how human beings think and feel, and to get paid for playing? What's not to like? If you'll pardon a Pollyanna moment, I decided as an 18-year-old to pursue the theater as a career for the opportunity to walk a mile in someone else's shoes. I've always believed that storytelling makes a difference. Even if our work changes a perspective by only a millimeter, the world has still changed. It is a bit ironic to be accepting an award for a lifetime in live theater through a recording, but I'm so grateful for the chance to thank everyone I've worked alongside of for these many years. I joined Equity 48 years ago before Canadian was even in the name. At the time, I was a member of the fledgling Carousel Players in St. Catharines. The entire company joined Equity so we can engage another actor for a tour of the musical tribute to the man who built the Welland Canal, William Hamilton Merritt. Really, I owe my career in the theater to international shipping. Although I started in the Niagara Peninsula, my career has taken me across Canada, to Thunder Bay for a year, to Edmonton for 22 years, and now to Vancouver for 23. I want to thank all of the companies who've been such gracious hosts and allowed me a stage on which to ply my trade. Thanks to my former student, Aslam Hussein, for the nomination, And thanks to all of the amazing emerging artists I've had the good fortune to work with since I started at UBC. You know who you are, and I'm so proud of you all. In a time when the world seems more and more fragmented and we're more connected digitally than personally, I believe that the live theater is about to go through another golden age, when people gathering in a room together to talk to one another is going to be seen as an entirely transgressive experience. We are about to become even cooler than we have always been. Thanks again for this great honor. Thanks to all the theater artists who valiantly carrying on, telling essential stories. Thanks to the patrons who crave those stories and keep coming back for more. And thanks as always to my rock, James Tyler Irvin.
Congratulations once again to all of our 2022 Equity honorees. Each of you represents the extraordinary contribution to our past, which will nurture and sustain our future. On behalf of the entire Honors Committee and Equity Council, I want to thank you all for watching. Please consider nominating someone from your community. Stay safe, and I look forward to seeing you all in person at our next Honors Awards. Take care.